All right, so I'm Allison. This is Stretch and Meditate. We're focusing on the shoulder girdle this morning. If you have that Stretched and Meditated playlist ready, go ahead and hit play now. And then just come on to all fours, and we're going to start moving through some cats and cows. And however that looks, and you might even just kind of like shift back and forth a little, just starting to bring some movement into the body. If you're ready to move into those cats and cows, drop the belly, lift the head, inhale, and exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Just move here. This time and space is for you to explore. You might even begin to turn those hands around so your fingers are pointing towards your knees. Working into forearms, wrists. Often tightness here is connected to tightness up into our shoulders because it's all connected, right? You might even turn your hands over, stretching onto the tops. Just take any movement that works for you. A few more rounds of breath here, just finding some movement. Often I like to use some movement before getting into some deeper stretches just because it helps me to settle in a little more and also to find a little more depth and openness. Take a breath here. On your exhale, sink your hips back, knees together or wide, find child's pose. And you might even just kind of shimmy your hips back, really bringing them back onto your heels. Stretch your fingers long and then allow yourself to bow down. Forehead coming down, pressing your hips onto your heels. Reach your fingers forward just a little more. You might start connecting in with your breath. Bring your awareness to the top of your shoulders, your biceps, your mid-back, that space between your shoulder blades. On the inhale, feel space open up. And exhale, keep that space. Another breath in. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, tenting your fingers here. So your forearms, your elbows are lifted. Really shrug those shoulders down into their sockets. Keep your hips heavy on your heels. Take a breath in, reach your sternum forward, look slightly to the top of your mat. Maybe your fingers walk forward just a bit more. Find subtle movement with your breath here. You might feel your torso slightly lift, and then the exhale might bring it down just a little closer to the mat. Take a breath, then exhale, just melt into child's pose for a moment. You might even bring your hands to prayer, hands come behind your head. Noticing a different sensation. Releasing hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, thread that right arm between that left leg and that left arm and just come down, bringing your right cheek towards the mat, finding a bit of a twist here. And just melting into it, not forcing anything. Starting to open up the shoulder blades, warming them up. Inhale, bring that right hand back long. And exhale, thread that left arm through, come down on the shoulder. Melting it here. Continue to breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale, slowly come back through center, and then slowly walk your hands up. Come to sit on your bum. Whatever that shape happens to look like for you. Really root down through your sits bones here. You can keep your legs long, you can come to a Baddha Konasana, whatever works. From here, inhale, reach your fingers to the sky and pause for just a moment. As you reach up, notice your ribs. Are they wanting to puff out? Can you hug them back around your spine? Maybe roll your shoulders down and back, plugging them into your sockets. Beautiful. Take a breath here. On the exhale, bring those elbows behind you. Just pause a moment, check it out, observe what you're feeling. And then inhale, reach your fingers tall. Exhale, elbows come behind. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, reach it nice and tall. Exhale, elbows come behind. Pause here. Once again, notice your ribs. Can you hug them back around your spine? Maybe you allow those shoulders to soften just a little more. Feeling space created between them and your ears. Breathing here. Take a breath. Exhale, twist to the right. Keeping your shoulders down. Hugging those ribs around your spine. Take a breath in, exhale, twist. Inhale, rise through center, fingers reach tall. Exhale, elbows come behind. Pause it here, note your ribs, hug them back around your spine. Take a breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Keeping your shoulders down. I often need that reminder myself too. Keep the shoulders soft. They think they're helping by being up by our ears. Take a breath, exhale. And inhale, rise, reach back through center. And then bring your hands down, palms facing towards you. Lean back into your palms. Shrug your shoulders back. Feel your sternum lift. You might begin to drop your head back. Just breathe into your arms. Feeling that connective tissue here. You might feel some slight shaking. If you have really tight muscles, it's just that tightness working to be released. Take a breath in, stay for the breath out. And then slowly come back forward. Just find some wrist circles. Arm circles, hand circles, however you want to look at it. Switching directions. You might notice that you already feel a little bit of openness here, your upper body. Take a breath and then exhale. Just bring your hands down onto the floor next to you. Take a breath. Exhale, drop that that right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathe into your left side of your neck. If you'd like to add a little bit, you might take those right fingers to that left ear, adding a little bit of weight. Wherever you are, shoulders keep relaxing down. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale through center, release that right hand down. Another breath in, exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your neck. Maybe you take those left fingers to the right ear, adding a little bit of tension and pressure. And I mean tension in a good way. Continue to breathe, allowing that inhale to create space. And take a breath. Exhale. Okay, grabbing your balls here. If you have two, you can keep them together. If you have this style, you can keep them in the bag. If you have them separate, that's okay. You're just gonna bring it behind you and you're gonna recline back. And you're gonna bring the balls right into that little occiput, so where the spine meets the skull. You might feel a little bit of tension or pressure here. That's okay. And then when you arrive, just allow yourself to melt down. You can bring your arms down to your sides, or you can find that cactus shape. I like the cactus shape because it helps to open up around the clavicle and the top of the pecs a little more. Your legs, you can have knees bent or long. Breathe into this here. Connecting with breath. This area is actually a trigger point to help relieve some of the tension we feel around the base of our neck and down into our back. This is also a good place to help release the tension that might be causing headaches. Take about 5 more breaths right here. And deep breath in and deep breath out. Now taking your balls and bringing them down to the base of your neck here. So a little bit lower than the cervical part of the spine, coming right kind of in here. So right below the base of your neck. And once again, you'll want to feel maybe each ball on either side. If you have one ball, just start on one side. Then you can allow yourself to recline back. If this is a lot, you can use one of the blocks to help bring your head a little higher. Sometimes we think we have to go super deep or elaborate for things to be effective, but a lot of the time, less is more. And if you start out here using that block, you might remove the block in just a moment. That's kind of when your body is ready to release a little more. Continue to breathe. If you have one ball, switch to the other side. If you're using that block, maybe you attempt to remove it. And if not, you can keep the block there too. It's all good. Breathe wherever you are. Breathing right here. A few more rounds of breath. Take a breath in. Exhale. Slowly remove the ball. If you have 2 of them, just take one out, set one to the side. Take one of them and bring them into the meat of that right trap. So right in here, above where your scapula is, but right in here. And recline back on it. You might wiggle a little, getting the ball deeper into the meat here. You might even move your arm. You might kind of find that same motion that we took Bringing your arm overhead and that elbow wanting to try and come down by your side. You might even have that arm in a cactus shape and then bring your fingers towards the sky and then rotate your hand down towards the earth. Rotating back and forth here. A lot of the time we feel tension in this area in our trapezius muscles, which actually move down into our mid-back. We feel tension here because they are the muscles that really help to hold your head up. And our head can be surprisingly heavy. And often when we have poor posture, our head comes forward. So then these muscles get kind of tight. You can always reach that arm across the body. If you'd like, you can just hang out in stillness too. That is an absolute option. Explore. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Movement, stillness, whatever works for you. There is no right or wrong. And take a breath in, exhale. Then slowly bring that arm down by your side. You're gonna take the ball, you're gonna move it a little deeper into the meat. So between your scapula and your spine, you don't wanna put the ball right on your spine. Bringing that ball right in there. It might feel a little sharp, or maybe it catches your breath. Breathe wherever you are. And once again, you can play with movement, noticing how that feels. And you might notice that you have some periphery pain, or tension. And I say pain, meaning discomfort. If it feels really sharp and shooting, back out of it a little bit. But when you have the ball in one place, it's that idea of fascia and things are connected. So if you have the ball in one area, you might actually feel tension in another part. For example, right now, the ball's in between my scapula and spine, and I feel a lot of that in the connective tissue around my shoulder. This just is, when you feel a lot of tension in that connective tissue, a lot of times it's just because we have some tightness and bunching in our muscles, and it pulls on the connection and the insertion points. Couple more rounds of breath here with movement or stillness. And breath in and breath out. Taking the ball, removing it, just allow yourself to come down for a moment. And just feel some of the openness that you might have created. Maybe you move your arm around. Maybe you take that cactus shape here, just observing. You might even take that cactus shape on the other side, noticing any differences. And then take the ball, bring that to that space right in here in that trap muscle on the other side. So if you started on the left, bring it to the right. If you started on the right, bring it to the left, and just allow yourself to settle back. And just notice how it's feeling. You can bring movement with your arm. You can just hang out. Wherever you are, use your breath. Our breath is a beautiful tool to help us move deeper into the body and help with opening and release. And the more you connect in with your breath, the more meditative things can become. Becoming aware of our breath lends a different depth of mindfulness. Continue to explore here. Couple more breaths. Slowly and gently move the ball deeper into the meat between your scapula and your spine. That scapula is your shoulder blade. And then you can pause here, move your arm. Maybe you're aware of some differences in the way this side of your body feels than the other side. How we carry ourselves manifests itself differently in different areas of our body. You would think, even though they're opposite sides, you'd think they'd be the same, that they need the same thing, but it's actually different, and that's okay. It's a way for us to practice honoring differences, knowing that they're not wrong, they're just different. Can continue finding movement. Maybe you find stillness. I'm always a little surprised when I'm working in this area and I start to feel tension in my head. This kind of lends itself to the fact, the idea that, this is part of where tension headaches come from in this set of muscles. Take about 3 more breaths here. And slowly and gently remove the ball and just allow yourself to come down flat on your back for a moment. Setting the ball to the side. Maybe you take those cactus arms and just become aware of space that you might have created. And just enjoy that space for a moment. Often we're in a hurry to move to the next thing. We forget to enjoy what we work towards. So take a breath here and exhale. And slowly and gently, just begin to roll onto your belly. Now this is where you'll want to have a block, once again, and grab your second block and the ball. You have a couple different options to get into this here. So we'll start bringing that left knee up to the side. Bring that knee onto the block. And you're on your belly here, and then you have options. So ultimately, we're going to get the ball into the muscle of that right pec. So if you come down and this feels okay for you, you might bring that right arm to a cactus shape and your right cheek comes to the mat. This might be enough. If you have a larger chest, it might be a little bit more accessible for you to put the ball on the block and then put the ball into your pec. The other option is you can use the corner of the block in that pec muscle and then just kind of melt yourself down here. You might even use your second block as a pillow if you go that route. Wherever you are, you might take a breath and just exhale. Allow yourself to melt a little deeper. Giving into gravity. Using this half frog and just melting here is such a great way to help open up the cross lines of fascia. Allow your breath to just flow in and flow out. And notice, is it flowing in and out easily, or does it feel short and fast or restricted? If it feels restricted or like it's hard to take a full breath in, just back out a little bit. And as always, you have options. You can stay right here in this supported half frog, enjoying the stillness and the release. If you would like to take it deeper, you might remove the ball, extend that right arm straight out. Use your left hand to press your way onto the right side of your body. Adding a bit of a twist, a deeper pec stretch. And if you go this way as well, you might even use your block as a pillow for your head, giving a little more space in your neck. This can actually help to open up just a little more space. Take a few more rounds of breath. Maybe practicing, exploring how relaxed you can get yourself. And take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, come back to your center. And just make a pillow with your hands. You might windshield wiper your feet. You might feel warmth or like the blood rushing back into that right shoulder. Just enjoy that for a moment. And then setting up, switching to the opposite side. So block comes over onto the right side, that right knee on top. And then deciding if you'd like to use the block and place the ball on top of the block, or just put the ball into your pec muscle. That left knee comes down onto the mat, left arm in a cactus shape. And pause here. And breathing, observing any differences. Once again, practicing, noticing how relaxed you can make yourself, even if you're feeling some discomfort. Using the tools at your disposal, your breath, knowing that gravity is there, supporting you, doing work for you. You might notice that places that were feeling resistant to letting go have started to relax. You might feel melty. Once again, you have the option. You can stay right here just as you are, enjoying this, because this feels pretty darn good. If you'd like, you can extend that left arm straight out to the side, move the ball, and press your way onto the left side of your body. Might even use that block as a pillow, lifting your head, allowing for a little more space to open. And you can try the block and change your mind. That is an option. I'm here for possibility and suggestion, but this is your time and space to explore what you need and what you want, even. Sometimes, especially as women, we're really good about ignoring what we want, thinking that what we need is more important. But there's a balance there. Wherever you are, continue to breathe. And taking a breath in, stay for the breath out. Slowly and gently make your way back through center. Set your blocks to the side. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead there. Maybe windshield wiper your legs. Just observing how you are feeling. All right, I'm grabbing both of your blocks now. We're actually gonna come over onto our back, but there's gonna be a little bit of setup moving into this here. So you're gonna take one block and place it onto the mat. So it's gonna come between your shoulder blades. And then you're gonna use this other block and you're set it on the short end so that it's nice and tall here. It's gonna be a little pedestal for your head. The block that's between your shoulder blades, you can adjust the height. You can have it flat. You can have it kind of on this side here. So that's about medium height as well. Just depends on how you are feeling. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna recline back so that this block that's on your mat comes between your shoulder blades. So you might have to play with and adjust this a little bit, but this block here is gonna come into that occiput, that space where your spine meets your skull. It's gonna support you. You can start out with your legs bent here. And then just allow your arms to relax down at your sides. Just come to your breath. Feeling your collarbone melt open. Shoulders relax down towards the earth. And if you find that the height that you've set your block is a little bit intense between your shoulder blades, you can just move it around and find one that does work better for you. And same with your head. And that when you've found a place where you can start to relax, you'll actually find that you open up a little bit more. And continue to breathe. You can keep your knees bent, or maybe you decide you're ready to extend your legs long. Or you can take that Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of feet together, knees can come wide. And you can explore the different shapes until you find one that you feel you can really relax into. Wherever you are, continue to breathe. Taking about 8 to 10 nice deep breaths more here. Using this time to practice, using your inhale to fill up and the exhale melts you just a little deeper. Relaxing more fully into wherever you are. And taking a breath in, stay for the breath out. Slowly and gently, Begin to remove the blocks from underneath you. You might roll to one side or the other, and then just come back onto your back. You might take a full body stretch or just find those cactus arms. Notice. Maybe you feel some openness in your back and your neck. Just observing it here. And then inhale, reach your fingers and toes nice and long, full body stretch. Another breath in, exhale, hug knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. Massaging low back and the muscles along your spine. And then shift, rocking forward and back along the length of your spine. Take at least 3 good rocks here. And then come up to a comfortable seat, grabbing that strap. Check our time. Yeah, okay, good. All right. So taking that strap, just find your comfortable seat here. The strap is going to come into your right hand. Bring your arm up over your head. That left hand is going to come down and around, connect to the strap, and then walk your hands toward one another. Even if you can make the connection without the strap, I recommend using it just because you might explore and find a little bit more openness here. So as you bring your hands together, often we want to spread our ribs wide. See if you can't hug those ribs back around your spine. Breathing here. Connecting into arms. And if you've done these Gomukhasana arms before, maybe you're noticing just a little more space here, a little more ease. Maybe I'm talking all sorts of crazy and you're like, no, but that's okay. Wherever you are, take another breath in. Exhale. Gently release that down here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, twist to the right. Allowing your shoulders to melt away from your ears, creating space there. Another breath in, exhale, twist. Inhale, come back through center. Your left hand is going to grab that strap. Lift your arm, dangle the strap down your back. Right hand comes down and back. Make the connection. Walk your hands together. Notice your ribs. Are they flaring out? Can you hug them back around your spine? Breathe here. Just observe. There's no judgment. Notice any differences. And take a breath in. Exhale. Slowly and gently release here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, twist left. Keeping those ribs hugged around your spine, shoulders melting down. Breath in, exhale, twist. And then inhale, arms rise, reach through center. And exhale, hands through your heart center in prayer. Pause here for a moment. And then either keeping your hands here, closing your eyes, or gently releasing them down onto your knees, palms facing up or down. If palms are facing up, it's more receiving. If palms are facing down, it's more grounded. Choosing what works for you in this moment. Allowing your eyes to soften. Connecting in with your breath. Observing a little more deeply how you're feeling. Meditative practices are sometimes asking questions. And questions can be actual questions that you ask your body or your internal self, that internal knowing. Sometimes those questions come in body scans. You work your way from your head down to your toes, noticing how you're feeling physically. And then you can go deeper and ask how you're feeling energetically. And going even deeper, questioning how you're feeling emotionally. Meditation isn't being perfectly still. It's coming back, whatever you're focusing on or not focusing on. An exploration on how to calm the fluctuations of the mind. Becoming non-reactive. And there's a reason it's called practice and not perfection, just like our asana practice. Take about 5 more breaths here. A breath in, exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, arms lift, hands come to touch, and exhale, palms come to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Truly my honor being here with you this morning, and I deeply thank you for your trust and allowing me to guide you through this practice. Thumbs come to third eye center. Namaste.